Stop skipping the gym because you don't have time. These 5 Soviet-era exercises were built to forge elite strength, endurance, and mobility with zero machines, zero excuses. Used by Soviet military and athletes during the Cold War, these movements have stood the test of time because they work. Whether you're training calisthenics, building functional strength, or just want one brutal full-body workout you can do anywhere, this is it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're revealing 5 Soviet exercises that will replace your whole workout. Not supplement it. Replace it. These aren't trendy fitness hacks. This is old-school, battle-tested strength training that builds real-world toughness, the kind no gym membership can replicate. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to perform each exercise, understand why Soviet coaches chose these specific movements, and have a complete workout protocol you can use immediately. Let's get into it. Why Soviet training methods still dominate. During the Cold War, Soviet sports scientists had one goal: create the strongest, most capable soldiers and athletes possible with minimal equipment. They couldn't rely on fancy machines or elaborate facilities. They needed movements that built complete strength, endurance, and mobility, using body weight and basic tools. What they developed wasn't just effective for their time, it's still superior to most modern training. Why? Because Soviet methods focused on fundamental human movement patterns. They built strength that transferred to everything. They developed mental toughness through challenging movements. They required minimal equipment, making them accessible anywhere. Decades later, elite military units, fighters, and athletes worldwide still use these exact exercises. Not because of nostalgia, because they work better than complicated modern programs. These 5 exercises cover everything: upper body pulling, explosive full body power, upper body pushing, lower body endurance, mental toughness. Combined, they replace your entire workout. Exercise 1. Tactical pull-ups. Grip strength plus back power. Standard pull-ups build your back. But tactical pull-ups, also called commando pull-ups or side-to-side pull-ups, build uneven, real-world pulling strength that standard pull-ups miss. What makes tactical pull-ups different? Standard pull-ups use a symmetrical grip, both hands equally spaced. Tactical pull-ups use an offset grip or alternating pull pattern. This creates unilateral demand. One side works harder than the other. This builds grip strength, lat development, and core stability simultaneously. Soviet soldiers used these because real-world pulling is rarely symmetrical: climbing over walls, pulling yourself up uneven terrain, grappling with opponents. Tactical pull-ups prepare you for asymmetrical demands. How to perform tactical pull-ups. Option 1. Alternating side pull-ups. Grip the bar with hands close together, one in front of the other. Pull yourself up, bringing your head to one side of the bar. Lower with control. Next rep, pull to the other side. Continue alternating. Option 2. Offset grip pull-ups. Grip the bar with one hand in standard position, the other hand 6 inches forward or back. Perform pull-ups with this offset grip. The forward hand works harder. Complete all reps, then switch hand positions. Option 3. Towel grip pull-ups. Drape a towel over the bar. Grip both ends of the towel with one hand. Perform pull-ups while holding the towel. This destroys your grip. Switch hands each set. Soviet protocol for tactical pull-ups: 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. For alternating patterns, that's 3 to 5 reps per side per set. Focus on controlled tempo: 2-second pull, 1-second hold at top, 2-second lower. Rest 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. Why this builds complete back strength. Lat activation is maximal with unilateral pulling patterns. Grip strength development is extreme from offset and towel variations. Core anti-rotation work. Your torso fights to stay stable during asymmetrical pulling. Real-world strength carryover. This transfers directly to climbing, grappling, and manual labor. Exercise 2. Kettlebell Snatch. Full-body explosive conditioning. The kettlebell snatch is the most demanding single movement in Soviet training. It combines explosive hip power, overhead strength, cardiovascular conditioning, and mental toughness in one exercise. Why Soviet athletes prioritize the snatch? It trains the entire posterior chain explosively: glutes, hamstrings, Lower back all fire maximally. It builds overhead stability and shoulder strength under dynamic conditions. It provides intense cardiovascular training. High-rep snatches gas you completely. It develops grip endurance. Your grip is challenged throughout the entire set. It's time efficient. One exercise delivers strength, power, and conditioning simultaneously. How to perform the kettlebell snatch. Start with kettlebell on the ground between your feet. Hinge at hips. Grab the bell with one hand. Explosively extend your hips, pulling the bell up in one smooth motion. As the bell rises to chest height, punch your hand up through the handle. The bell flips over your wrist and locks out overhead. Your arm is fully extended, bell resting on the back of your wrist. Lower the bell back down with control. Either drop it back between your legs and immediately snatch again, or lower it to the ground and reset. Complete all reps on one arm before switching. Soviet Snatch Protocol. 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps per arm. Use moderate weight. 16 to 24 kilograms for most men. 8 to 16 for women. Explosive on every rep. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. For conditioning focus, perform snatch intervals. 30 seconds max effort snatches, 30 seconds rest. 6 rounds per arm. This is absolutely brutal. Common snatch mistakes. Pulling with your arm instead of driving with hips. The power comes from explosive hip extension, banging the bell on your forearm. The bell should flip smoothly over your wrist, not slam. Not achieving full lockout. Your arm must be completely straight overhead. Rounding your back. Maintain neutral spine throughout. Why the snatch is irreplaceable. No barbell exercise provides the same combination of explosive power, overhead stability, and conditioning. No bodyweight movement challenges your grip and posterior chain like this. No machine can replicate the dynamic, full-body integration. The snatch alone could be your entire workout. But combined with the other 4 exercises, it creates complete development. Exercise 3. Archer push-up. Unilateral chest and shoulder strength. Standard push-ups are great, but they have limits. Both arms work equally. You can't identify imbalances. Progression eventually plateaus. Archer push-ups solve all of these issues. What are archer push-ups? You perform a push-up with one arm doing most of the work while the other arm provides minimal assistance. This creates unilateral loading, similar to a one-arm push-up, but more accessible for most people. Why Soviet soldiers used archer push-ups? They bridge the gap between standard push-ups and one-arm push-ups. They identify and correct left-right strength imbalances. They build unilateral pushing strength needed for grappling, climbing, and combat. They increase time under tension, creating more muscle growth stimulus than standard push-ups. How to perform archer push-ups. Start in a wide push-up position, hands wider than shoulder width, about 6 to 12 inches beyond your shoulders. As you descend, shift your weight to one side. Your right arm bends deeply while your left arm stays relatively straight. Your chest should nearly touch the ground near your right hand. Press back up, shifting your weight back to center. Next rep, shift to the left side. Continue alternating sides. Soviet protocol for archer push-ups. 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps total. 4 to 6 reps per side per set. Controlled tempo. 3-second descent, explosive press. Rest 60 to 90 seconds between sets. Progression path. Once you can do 4 sets of 6 clean reps per side, progress to more advanced variations. Archer push-ups with elevated feet. Archer push-ups with one hand on a basketball or medicine ball. Eventually, full one-arm push-ups. Why archers build superior pushing strength. Unilateral training eliminates bilateral deficit. You develop more total pressing strength. The extended range of motion creates greater stretch on chest and shoulders. Core engagement is maximal. Your torso must resist rotation as you shift weight. Real-world application. Most pushing in life is uneven. This prepares you. Exercise 4. Hindu squats. Leg endurance plus mobility. Western leg training focuses on heavy squats with barbells. Soviet training included these, but also emphasized high-rep bodyweight squats for endurance and mobility. Hindu squats, also called sissy squats or dynamic squats, were a staple. What makes Hindu squats unique? They're performed continuously with no pause at top or bottom. This keeps constant tension on your legs. The movement includes a heel raise at the bottom, increasing calf activation and ankle mobility. Arms swing dynamically, creating momentum and coordination challenge. High-rep sets build muscular endurance that heavy squats don't develop. Why Soviet soldiers needed leg endurance. Combat, marching, and manual labor require sustained leg work. Heavy squats build maximum strength but not endurance. Hindu squats fill this gap. They also maintain and improve ankle and knee mobility, critical for injury prevention. How to perform Hindu squats. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart. As you squat down, swing your arms back. At the bottom, your thighs are parallel to ground or slightly below. Your heels come off the ground, weight on the balls of your feet. As you rise, swing your arms forward and up. Return to standing on your heels. Immediately descend into the next rep. No pause. Continuous fluid motion. Soviet protocol for Hindu squats. 3 sets of 50 to 100 reps. Yes, 100 reps. This builds leg endurance and mental toughness simultaneously. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. Start conservatively. If 100 reps is impossible, begin with sets of 30 to 50. Build up over weeks. Common mistakes. Pausing at the top. The movement should be continuous, not coming up on your toes at the bottom. The heel raise is essential for the movement pattern. Going too slow. These should be dynamic. Not fast and sloppy, but rhythmic and flowing. Why high-rep squats are essential. They build muscular endurance that low-rep heavy squats don't provide. They maintain and improve joint mobility. They create mental toughness. Pushing through 50 to 100 reps is mentally challenging. They're practical, no equipment needed. Can be done anywhere. Exercise 5. Isometric Wall Sit Hold, mental toughness plus quad burn. The wall sit seems simple. It's not. Holding a squat position against a wall for extended time builds quad endurance, mental fortitude, and teaches you to stay calm under intense discomfort. Why Soviet training included isometric holds. They build mental toughness. Physical discomfort without actual danger teaches your mind to stay calm. They develop time under tension endurance. Your muscles work continuously without movement. They're easily measurable. Track your hold time and progress week to week. They require zero equipment, just a wall. How to perform the wall sit. Stand with your back against a wall. Slide down until your thighs are parallel to the ground. Your knees should be at 90 degrees. Your back is flat against the wall. Arms can hang at your sides or cross over your chest. Hold this position. Breathe steadily. Don't hold your breath. Soviet protocol for wall sits. 3 sets of 60 to 120 seconds. Start with 60 seconds. Add 10 seconds per week. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. For advanced challenge, add weight. Hold a kettlebell or weight plate on your thighs. Or perform single-leg wall sits. Why wall sits build mental toughness. The burn in your quads is intense. Your mind will scream to quit, but you're not in danger. Learning to stay calm and breathe through this discomfort builds mental resilience that transfers everywhere. Training, competition, work, life challenges. The complete 5-exercise Soviet workout. Here's how to structure these into one complete session. Warm up, 5 to 10 minutes of joint mobility and light movement. Exercise 1, tactical pull-ups. 4 sets, 6 to 10 reps. Exercise 2, kettlebell snatch. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps per arm. Exercise 3, archer push-ups. 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps total. Exercise 4, Hindu squats. 3 sets, 50 to 100 reps. Exercise 5, wall sit hold. 3 sets, 60 to 120 seconds. Cool down, stretching and breathing work. Total time, 45 to 60 minutes. Frequency, 3 to 4 days per week. These 5 exercises replace your whole workout. Upper body pull, upper body push, lower body, explosive power, cardiovascular conditioning, mental toughness. Everything covered. So here's my challenge. Do this exact workout 3 times this week. Track your performance on each exercise. See how your body responds. 1 week from now, you'll understand why Soviet methods dominated. 12 weeks from now, you'll be transformed. If you're committing to Soviet training, drop a comment saying, Soviet 5. Let's build a community of people who train with purpose. And if you want more Soviet training methods, calisthenics progressions, and functional fitness content, smash that subscribe button. 5 Soviet exercises that replace your whole workout. Zero machines, zero excuses, maximum results. I'll see you in the next video.